Hey YouTube, here's Heiko. We are on Fredericksburg Road somewhere in Nevada, a few miles from my house. This road was closed about a week and a half ago due to the Tamarac Fire that started near the town of Markleeville in Alpine County, and the fire was heading towards us, towards my house. And I think it was a Wednesday, a sheriff's deputy came by our house that voluntary evacuation is happening, blah blah blah, that we might get evacuated due to the Tamarac Fire. So now the roads are back open. We had quite a bit of rainfall. The firefighting crews have been reduced in number. I think they had 1,500 people running around here. That might be wrong. But yeah, the numbers have been reduced. The fire is mostly contained. I guess there's still a little bit of leftover. But all the roads are back open, and I'm on my motorcycle. You can see that by my messy hair. Motorcycle. Say hi, motorcycle. We're gonna ride into the area where that fire happened. First, I'm gonna take you down towards Markleeville. My Canon EOS is not really an action camera, so I'm not going to be filming while riding, but we're going to stop here and there wherever there is something to see of that Tamarac Fire, and then maybe that's interesting for you. So the question is the Tamarac Fire over, or is there still a threat? There might be, I don't know. But we're going to go for a quick ride. I'll stop wherever I see some damage or some significant changes to what it looked before. I know that Markleeville, the town of Markleeville in California, still has no power because a bunch of the power line masts or the power lines have burned down. So they are still out of power. Businesses are closed. Bars and restaurants and cafes are all closed. Usually it's quite a cute little touristy town that you can stop for a quick snack as you drive up into the mountains. We're gonna pull through there and I'll show you around a little bit, okay? Alright, see you in a little while. Alright guys, so here's the first stop. I'm parked along Emigrant Trail, which is a little road that roughly goes parallel to US 88. US 88 runs down there. Everything over there that you can see is all burned ground. So here behind me and around me there are really nice properties, horse properties, a couple smaller ranches, even some older ranches are here in those foothills, and I guess they get pretty close for comfort. Here's a house right down there, and up here's another one. They saw the action unfolding here. So yeah, US 88 runs right up through this canyon there. And this must have been quite nerve-wracking. So yeah, all torched. But the people over here got lucky. So we just crossed the state line from Nevada into California. Like I said, on Emigrant Trail. Now we're going to continue down to US 88, and then we're going to hang a left to drive towards Markleeville, and we'll see what we can see. I've heard that a lot of trees were felled and lots of stuff was changed, you know, in the process of kind of to retain or to stop the fire from spreading, and we will see what we can see. Hey guys, we are now right where the fire line was, probably the northwest corner of the fire. Behind me is the little town of Woodfords. That looks still pretty relatively normal. And then just south of it, this is US 89. This is southbound towards Markleeville. You can see now, from now on, everything is torched. And I guess the deeper we drive into the fire area, the more burnt trees and shrubs and power lines and maybe even properties we're gonna see. And see, it's all, I can still smell smoke. I didn't make it super far. It's just a mile down the road from the last stop. But here on the side you can see they felled tons of burnt trees, probably to put up new power line posts. So all the way down, this is all new power line. They were all burnt down. I don't even know where the old power line went, but this is all to restore power in Markleeville. Out of respect, I don't want to get too close, but someone's pickup truck didn't make it. I can't even really tell. It looks like a Ford. Yeah, it's a Ford F-150. Burned out. Street sign here. Completely crusty. Back behind me, a whole park full of utility vehicles to restore power lines, and every single power line post that you see is new. We're still not anywhere near Markleeville, but yeah, this is pretty rough. So they have thousands of workers now trying to restore everything here, and it's a huge area that was affected. So we're in California, but the fire made it ultimately into Nevada. And people were evacuated, power lines went down, and all that good stuff. All right, let's continue. So we're now in Markleeville, population 210. See big backup generators over there. I guess the whole town is now powered by those backup generators because the power lines haven't been restored. You can see in the background all those hills have fire damage, and all the way up to where the town's sign is saying, hey, you're entering Markleeville, everything was burned. But then now standing here in historical Markleeville, which was established 1861, I think they got away, at least this central part of town, unscathed. I can see fire damage up there on the far side of the hill there. That must have been the most scary thing that most people have ever experienced, like on the verge of losing everything. And I bet there are some cabins and homes around the outskirts here that weren't so lucky, but yeah, they still have no power. All those little cute little businesses, cafes, restaurants, bars, all closed. I guess they only have limited power supply because of those backup generators. But yeah, it looks like everyone is working on it hard to restore power. So yeah, that's Markleeville. Now I'm just gonna keep riding up the hill towards Mono Pass, US 89, and I will see if we can see something from up there. And then we're eventually gonna roll back into Nevada, past Topaz Lake, northbound on 395, and we'll see what we can see. So I just rode out of Markleeville, south side of Markleeville, and you can see the entire hillside over there is burned. This used to be all green. The last time I was here, just a couple months ago on a motorcycle ride, everything's burned, and seems like the fire, luckily, at least mostly, went right around Markleeville. So man, this is gonna take a while until this recovers and looks like before. See, all the way up there. So now we are just still south of Markleeville along US 89. Sun is going down, and over that direction is a little campground along the Carson River. You can see the water there through the trees. So here is the Carson River running, lots of good fishing. And this campground, I was kind of nervous to see if they are still around because it's kind of cute. They have a little eatery, a general store over there. You can buy fishing tackle. There's a lot of fly fishing going on. But even in their general area, they still have some fresh green trees. So the fire literally went right around them. Of course, here where the camp area is along the water, lots of trees were destroyed. It doesn't look like it used to, but at least the business and the campground itself is still there. So I'm glad to see that. I don't want to get too close. I don't want to get into people's face here with my camera. So I'm just showing you around. I mean, there's literally fire damage all around this, all the way up the hill. You can barely see it because it's so dark out. But That is pretty amazing. They must have had the Lord on their side. Man, that must have been some scary stuff. Alright guys, another stop. We're almost at the summit of Mono Pass, which is US 89 going over the mountains. It goes all the way up to 8,900 feet. So we're almost at the summit. The summit is literally right behind me. And here in front of me in the little flat area, you can see there's still a camp. US Forest Service and other agencies, they're sleeping up here in tents. They are getting their food brought up here. They spend their time up here just to be ready in case something flares up again. I'm assuming we're pretty much south of the fire now. All the way up here to the summit, I didn't see any fire damage. So we must be, so let me see, which direction are we looking? So this is roughly westbound, northwest bound. So we're pretty much south of the fire, and I guess from here with some dirt roads you have pretty good access into the terrain here. So all the hotshots, shout out to the firefighters that are working on the Tamarac Fire. You guys are heroes. Nothing to see in terms of fire, but I wanted to show you some beautiful country here. So we drove over Mono Pass, then ultimately over the Mono County county line. So this is in front of us here is Mono County. Down this direction it's the Sierra Nevada mountains. Mountain range continues on for miles and miles and miles. Down there valley, there's some ranching, farming going on. And then this direction is northbound towards Nevada, again Douglas County, and then ultimately into the Carson Valley. But yeah, sunset time, beautiful area here, beautiful scenery. So guys, now we're on US 395. We're looking northbound. This is Topaz Lake, and somewhere over there 3 miles from here is the California-Nevada state line. And just north of here was where the fire coming from the west was threatening little settlements, towns and homes. We'll see if we can still see something, but the sun is really coming down now. I still have about a 30-minute ride home. We'll see if I can still show you some more of the damage, but US 395 Topaz Lake, look it up. It's really beautiful country out here. So we're still on 395 heading northbound towards back where I live in Gardnerville. I don't know if you can see, non-burned, burned. All this here burned. So we're just north of Topaz Lake that I just showed you, and all this was burned. Here this is Holbrook's Junction. This way it's going to Yerington, and over there's a little settlement, Wellington. I don't know if you can see this red line over there. That is fire retardant. That is what big fire bombers, big planes drop off or helicopters drop off to really stop a fire. So yeah, this is what's going on here with the Tamarac Fire. All those homes here, those guys, they must have gone through the scariest experience in their life. Back there I can see some more lines for fire retardant. So I tip my hat to the firefighters that had to approach this. Crazy. So all this area here was all evacuated. All those people that live here, it's kind of a remote location. They were all evacuated. Alright guys, this is the last stop for today. So I'm done riding. I will head home now. My wife is probably about to send out a search party. Alright, I hope you guys liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye.